Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, JP Counselor. I'm JP, and this is solution focused behavior therapy versus narrative therapy. Hello everyone, welcome back to JP Counselor. Today we're going to be talking about solution focused brief therapy versus narrative therapy. According to the Corey 2021 textbook, solution-focused brief therapy is a positive approach to counseling that focuses on what is possible while giving little to no attention or understanding to how the problem occurred in the first place. The Corey 2021 textbook further notes that the average length of therapy is about 3 to 8 sessions, with one session being the most common. It focuses on the client's strengths and the expectations of possible realistic improvement through small, realistic, and achievable goals. Solution-focused therapists may also use a miracle question to ask, if the problem were solved, how would life be different? Now, narrative therapy takes a different approach. According to the Corey 2021 textbook, narrative therapy focuses on the client's story, with special emphasis on the times in the client's life when they felt more resourceful. Narrative therapy avoids labeling clients with a diagnosis and rather focuses on the individual as they journey through life. The textbook describes the narrative therapists collaborate with clients on labeling the problem and invite them to see their life from an outside view rather than just a problem. In other words, a chapter in their story, and focus on the next, more positive chapter. Solution-focused brief therapy focuses on what the client would feel like if the problem was resolved and pushes towards that mindset in the client. This is a pretty big strength, as the goal of therapy is the main purpose of therapy. Now, as far as a limitation, it may make the client feel as though the counselor gives little or no interest in the client's problems, like they're invalidating their feelings. Narrative therapy has a few strengths and a few limitations. So first, in narrative therapy, it is most appropriate for culturally diverse clients, as it focuses on the client's story and how they journey through life. This allows the client to experience life or experience their journey in their culture rather than the counselor trying to impose a set of standards upon them. Now, one limitation of narrative therapy is that it may make the client feel as though the counselor is not an expert in their field. So it may take away from the trust that the client has for the counselor. Now, for compatibility with Christian concepts, according to the TAN textbook from 2011, social construction theories like solution-focused brief therapy and narrative therapy, they focus on the client's ability to develop their own creative solutions. This does fit in with the idea that all people are created in the image of God from Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, but it may also conflict with the fallenness of human nature described in Romans chapter 3, verse 23, and also may take away from the need for Christ at the center of our lives for true change, as described in John chapter 3. And all of these verses are coming from the 1995 New American Standard Bible, with the original work from 1971. Now, for the limitations to creating measurable outcomes, the Schwitzer and Lawrence textbook from 2015 describes that the goals for client outcomes, they need to be measurable in order to have a good possible and positive impact on the client. Solution-focused brief therapy uses a miracle question to determine what life would be like if the problems were resolved. So the closer the client is to that solution or that miracle, then the better. So this is a way that a counselor can measure a client's progress. Solution-focused brief therapy also uses scaling questions like 1 to 10. How do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being the least depressed and 10 being the most depressed. And this can be used for mood and feelings and other things, and is a great way for counselors to measure clients' progress as they move through counseling. Now for narrative therapy, the Corey 2021 textbook describes that narrative therapy involves the use of letters to the client. These letters can be used by the client to see where they are in their story compared to their current situation, or their previous situation, rather. In this way, the client can actually see their outcomes. They can see how they came in the door on day one of counseling versus now towards the end and looking towards termination of counseling. And in review, so solution focused brief therapy focuses on what the client can do versus their current predicament. It can be useful for clients who desire a short duration of counseling, but counselors should be cautious of invalidating their clients' feelings. Solution focused brief therapy is a great tool for brief sessions that provide measurable outcomes. Now, narrative therapy, it allows the client to tell their story and to see how life was, can, and will be different, and that this is just a chapter of their life. However, counselors should be cautious, of making clients feel like the counselor is not an expert in the field, but rather the client is an expert in their own life. Both solution focused brief therapy and narrative therapy, Christian therapists should be weary of taking away from Christ's role in client's change. Narrative therapy is a great tool in demonstrating the client's progress through life. Thank you for watching this video. Please note the references that show up on the screen here, and I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you in the comments section.